Welcome everyone, today we have a new guide for Diablo 4. In this video, we'll look at how to level up fast in the server slam. So over here I decided to prepare some of the notes and also tips and also routes to level up fast for the server slam. We'll be going through some early leveling progress to farm the events and also the locations. And then we'll transform into the later stage of farming for dungeons and also experience. We'll be looking into how to reset dungeons into more details after the removal of the dungeon reset button. And this is quite important. Now the hints and also clues was revealed in one of the live streams. So we'll be coming over here to this live stream to see the exact method of how to reset dungeons and how to get more experience from those dungeons. And finally, I'll go through with you guys my step-by-step plan of how to get to level 20 in about 1 to 2 hours after the launch of the game with the server slam. Now, similar to all of our videos, all the notes and also guides are available onto a new website. So make sure you click the links below to come over to this article. So we know that there's only 2 days for the server slam, and we really want to get the most out of it. So I really don't want to be spending a lot of time leveling. So that's why I decided to use the previous beta experience and also knowledge to make a guide to see how we can level fast. Now to start things off, it's going to be quite straightforward. You pick any class and then you finish the tutorial. And then we're going to unlock the main city, follow up with the initial quest so we can unlock the gates. So this is the map of the main city. You want this gate to be unlocked. Just talk to a few NPCs and this will be done. And then we'll be heading over towards this particular position of the map. This is when the event spawns in the game. Now if you guys haven't seen this video, this is when we talk about the event spawning location, and I talk about how to reset and the tricks of resetting events and also finding more events in this location. Now it is possible that during the beta, because a lot of people were doing this, the developers have hiddenly or shadow nerfed the spawns of the events. So for the case that if you come over here and you don't find an event, that is okay as well. We can still level fast with going through dungeons, exploring, and also clearing out stories and also side quests. But of course, if you can make use of this particular location and also this method, this can allow us to speed leveling. So within half hour, you can get to anywhere from level 6 to level 13 of level 15. And this is a really good start because you'll be getting a lot of obos. Obos can be used for gambling, and also we need legendaries very soon. Now once you have gotten to level 13 to level 15, what I recommend is make a way to the first stronghold, Monarch. Now once you come over to Monarch, you want to clear out the stronghold and then unlock this particular dungeon. The Asika's Claim, I cannot pronounce those names. So the Asika's Claim. So this is the dungeon that is located over here. And the reason I want to unlock this dungeon is that if you come over to this video, we'll actually talk about it in more details. The map itself is very good, and the high density of the elite monsters and also the circular map allows us to farm this one very quickly. Usually it takes us anywhere from 2, 3 or 5 minutes to clear this dungeon out, and there's a lot of elite monsters in this map. Now the downside of this dungeon is that there wasn't any downside before, but after the change of the beta, that we don't have a dungeon reset button anymore. So this is the downside. And in this video guide, we were talking about how to reset dungeons just pressing the reset button, right? So now we don't have that. So what I recommend, of course, is that we can farm any of the dungeons we want. And what I also recommend is, if you have dungeons that will unlock any of the special legendary codex, let's say for the rogue, for flurry, so you can still go to those dungeons and also level up as you unlock those dungeons. But in case you want to try the new dungeon reset method, let's come over here and let's watch this particular live stream from the developers and to see the hints, then we come over to the notes. So the time slot over here is about 1 hour and also 20-minute mark. I'll have the link available to you guys.
So at work. And so the way that it works today, if you are outside the dungeon, and if everyone from your party is outside the dungeon, so if you're alone, just you, and there are no town portals open in the dungeon, then the dungeon will naturally reset over a period of about 60 seconds, about 30 seconds of matchmaking and 30 seconds of cleanup. Or if it's partially completed, like maybe you got halfway through and you're like, you know what, I have to do something else. I'm going to go, kill a world boss, or, I want to do something else now. Then it'll take a little bit longer to reset. It takes about 150 seconds, but it'll still reset naturally pretty quickly. And the other case.
So this pretty much summarized to the reveals of how to reset dungeons. And over here I made some notes for you guys. So how to reset dungeons after the removal of the dungeon button is that we can fully clear the dungeon, of course. Once you fully clear the dungeon should reset. And this was also mentioned in the live stream. I don't want to go too long into the live stream because this one's like 2 hours. So in order to reset dungeon the fastest, he mentioned that there's a 30 to 60 second method. Is when you teleport all of the dungeons and you'll be using the emote button, and there's a button to allow you to exit dungeon. I do believe if you exit dungeon this way, you don't create a time portal, and I don't remember exactly, but I do believe this way you don't create a time portal. So the developer was saying that if you do not create a time portal, you teleport out, this should reset the dungeon in about 30 to 60 seconds. And that was what he said at the start. Now for the cases that we do have a time portal, it is also okay. Let's say if we get lazy, we just teleport out to the next town. But if you teleport next town, the harder part is you won't be back to this dungeon. The closest time portal is like somewhere down here. So you do want to be outside of the dungeon instead of, in a town waiting for the dungeon to reset, because then you have to run all the way back to the dungeon. But let's say if we do teleport out with a portal and the dungeon is very close to the town, and then this will reset after about 150 seconds. So this was also revealed in the conversation. And finally, they later goes on to say that you can reset dungeons by joining a friend's party. So there is going to be a lot of methods and also ways to reset dungeons using co-op. Now I know a lot of us like to play the game solo, so it is a little more difficult to reset the dungeons with co-op players, and there's also latency and also chances of disconnecting. So I'll be testing this out once we have the server slam live, and I'll see how it works with co-op. Is it faster, or do we still use the first method and reset the dungeons in about 30 to 60 seconds? Now of course guys, if we cannot reset dungeons effectively or efficiently, then we can still clear out different dungeons fully to still get a lot of experience. I do think this is still faster than progressing through the story and also the quest, and you have to skip all the dialogues. We only try to get to level 30, and I do believe going through the dungeons will be the best way. So as a summary, here's my plan. On the first hour of the launch of the server slam, I'm gonna log in early, because it will be a queue if you don't log in early, right? I'm gonna create a character, and I won't be doing any of the appearance, any of the cosmetics. I'll rush to finish the tutorial and head over to the first event point. So the first event point is over here, and I'll try to be farming this one with a lot of other players. And ideally, the more people that watches this guide and also a previous guide that uses this event method, the more event will be spawned, so the better it is for all of us. And as I keep going, what I'm looking forward to do is I'm looking forward to get to level 13 to level 15 in about 30 minutes. So this is the first half of the hour. And once I do that, I can then come over to this particular stronghold. Now do keep in mind, there is a minimum level for this stronghold. So to clear the stronghold, it is recommended to be level 15. So this is why I recommend at least be like, level 13 or level 15 to come to the stronghold. And once I unlock the stronghold, I can have the dungeons available. And this is when I'll be going for the dungeons for the higher elites and also mob density, and also to farm those very quickly. Now ideally, this will take me anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes to do my clears. As I get more items, I'll become stronger. This will also give me at least 1 minute to reset the dungeons. So if I cannot reset the dungeons in 60 seconds, I'll use the second method, and maybe I'll try to reset the dungeons in 150 seconds. And this way maybe I have to teleport out, run back, and do the whole thing again. This can be less efficient, so I'll be testing this out as well. And finally, I'll be farming for my legendaries once I get to level 20, because this will be the highest level I can achieve to, and I'll be farming for those legendaries. And this of course will come onto our next guide, so I'll be making a new guide about how to farm legendaries and what are the method and also rules to be farming legendaries for the server slam. Now if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates, and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4.